is Saturday, October 22nd, 2016. Thank you for tuning in with me. Let's go right to today's top headlines. First, let's get started by exploring the 8th continent. We are going to turn it over to Steve. Steve, how is it down there in Madagascar?
Madagascar is breathtaking. It's an island located off the southeast coast of Africa in the Indian Ocean. It's the size of my hometown, Texas. It's been isolated from other landmasses for over 70 million years, which resulted in an evolutionary breakthrough. Over 90% of the fauna that lived in Madagascar are endemic, so they found nowhere else in the world. Along with the undeniable diversity of animals, there is a wide assortment of plant species. Many of the plants grown in Madagascar are used for medicinal purposes. For example, common diseases like leukemia are treated with drugs created with Madagascar's periwinkle.
Thank you, Steve, for sharing all of those interesting facts. Recently, I've heard that Madagascar's history is a great enigma. Jimmy, a historian, is with us today to address this topic. Jimmy, can you please share some of Madagascar's history with us?
Of course, Tasha. Madagascar separated from Africa millions of years before it separated from Indonesia. However, cuisine, traditions, and beliefs have Indonesian, African, European, and Asian influences. The main food staple is rice. In fact, the word to eat in Malagasy is menambari, which means to eat rice. You may be wondering, what's their primary source of protein? Zebu, our equivalent of a cow, is the main source of meat. Along with rice and zebu, Madagascar is a key producer of vanilla. Although this plant is not native to the island, it is a cash crop, and it's their main source of income. So in the early 1800s, Madagascar was a popular destination for pirates, especially their Libertalia nation. And a few decades later, French colonial forces led to the removal of Queen Ravelona III. Surprisingly, one historical event that hits home worldwide is the Holocaust. The Nazis proposed the Madagascar Plan to send all Jewish people to the island. They believed that this plan would evade overpopulation and preclude the spread of disease. However, this plan was never attempted. In 1960, Madagascar gained its independence from foreign reign. During the 1990s, Rasarika was ousted after an economic collapse, but he was later elected back into office and became a dictator. In 2001, Mark Ravalomanana was voted into office, but Rasarika refused to leave office, so a conflict ensued. Ravalomana remained ruler until 2009, when Andy Ralohina ushered in a fourth republic. Although he is the president of the High Transitional Authority, he is not recognized by the international community. Back to you, Tasha.
Wow, that is fascinating. Thank you for spending your morning with us. Now we will turn it to Jill, who will discuss a major environmental issue present in this third world country. Jill, is it true that a divide between culture and conservation is a major problem?
Unfortunately, this is true. Villages rely on forests to survive. They retrieve their food, medicine, and housing from natural resources supplied by the forest. One major resource that we take for granted in developed countries is water. Malagasy people collect buckets of water from the reservoirs supplied by the forests. However, due to the conservation efforts of biologists in industrialized countries, these resources are becoming harder to acquire. A few forests, like the ones behind me, has been deemed a national park. Civilizations cannot enter the park to obtain natural resources that they need to survive and have been taught to retrieve for years. Forests are labeled as national parks to prevent deforestation and to conserve biodiversity. Overall, poverty costs us the loss of endemic biodiversity and a difficult way of life for Malagasy people. I guess the major question is, should we ensure human survival or fight for biodiversity preservation?
Jill, thank you. Your research poses a crucial question. Poverty may be the overall underlying problem. Now, I would like to turn over to Mark, an environmentalist. Mark, are there any other environmental threats in this biological hotspot?
Is exhausted and erosion occurs. However, The growing crop benefits families financially and nutritionally. Rainforests are also torn down for lumber protection. Rainforests are often flagged as destroyed, but sunny forests are not safe either. They are cut down for charcoal production. Along with natural resources being ever exploited, native species are exterminated. In 1964, lemurs were declared illegal to be pets and projected to be safe. However, they are still hunted in areas where they are not protected by baby. Similarly, reptiles and amphibians are abused in the international pet trade, while sharks and lobsters are unsustainably harvested due to the lack of regulation. Additionally, invasive species like tilapia also pose problems. They were introduced to serve as food fish. However, their aggressive and highly adaptable behavior displayed native cichlids. Madagascar's environment is threatened. Luckily, there is still hope. Back to you, Tasha.
All right, Mark. Now we will throw it over to Barbara to shed some light on the solution.
Good morning, Tasha. It is crucial to educate the public and international supporters about present concerns and future changes. We must help the people and fight poverty to save the ecosystems. We need to find a balance between humans and the environment. We should consider all aspects of the problem culturally, economically, and environmentally. Back to you, Tasha.
Thank you for that inspirational resolution. I know that someday we will save Madagascar. Thank you, viewers, for tuning in to News Today. We hope to see you tomorrow. Have a great day, everyone.